こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。8月8日のセッションリキャップ取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょう。
For the 7th of August, alright? So pay attention because this is where the trade opportunities will be later today, alright? The trade, just because we couldn't make it move down, does not mean the parameters of the trade are not the same. So over here in the euro, we have an opportunity here, not very big, but we have an opportunity to break here, right here. And, as this is the euro, it's yucky, it's running in a channel, as you can see right here, so, it could get all the way up to here. It's going to be a slow go at best. So the first trade is right in here. All right? The second trade would be up above here.
まずユーロドルですね、240分チャートです。で、今ここの上のスペース、ここを狙っていきたいですよねと。で、そしたらチャンネルラインがこういう風にできて、で、ゆっくり上がっていくのがベストなんですけども、一つ目、それを超えてきたら、この HSI 超えてきたら、その上のデイチャートのトップまで買っていきたいよねと。
So we would be looking for a trade once we get a pullback from down about 33.10, maybe somewhere around there. We're looking to go up to 33.70.
33.10、3310あたりまで下がってきた、プルバックしてきて跳ね返ったら買っていきたいよねと。で、3370っていうのがこの HSI のターゲットですねと。
Right, so it's 60 pips if you get a pullback. If you don't get a pullback, it's only 30 pips, and I'd walk away from it. The second part of the trade is a break of the 33.70 up to 34.18.
で、3370、3370をブレイクしてきたら3418がターゲットだよねと。
So we got 50 pips up here. So if you get a pullback, that's what you're going to look for, is the pullback, and then a bounce up to the upside. You want to double your position above 33.70 for the target, which is 34.18. All right, British pound, we're at the top of the channel. We have nothing to do here. We're on the top of a trend. We cannot do anything until we get a pullback. It's pretty easy to see that they need to square up. They got two candles here. They got to square this one up, and they got to square this one up right in here. So a pullback down to this area, right down in here around 5,400, we will look for a trade up to the double top where we are right now. That would have been our target, and it was our target. You see, it went right to the PSR, right to it. All right. So trade number 1 is here. Trade number 2 is up here.
ポンドドルですね、240分です。で、これ一回戻ってきて、5400と5400あたりまでこうスクエアアップしてきて、戻ってきてから買ってきたよね、1つ目。で、その上の2つ目、ダブルトップまで1回買って、その上のターゲットまで狙って買ってきたよねってことですね。
Right here. So we're looking for a pullback and then a buy up to 5,500 roughly, maybe 5,520. A break at the 5,520. We're looking to go to 5,643.
55、55、ちょっともう一回いいですかね。55、もう一回いいですか。
43. Alright, so 100 roughly, maybe 5,520.
5520、5520まで買って、その上買っていくと56、43っていうところまで買ってきたよねと。
Break at the 5,520, we're looking to go to 5,643. Alright, so pull back first, that 5,400 area. Alright, oops, I got the wrong tool. 5,400. Good there, and we'll double our position right above 5,520, and we'll trade to 5,643. All right, the CAD. CAD is at the top of the channel. Obviously, at the trend. There's nothing we can do. It's at the top of the trend. We got to get a pullback. All right, we've taken this target out, which is the day chart. We have already taken it out. That means it may turn because it is a day chart target, right? So, but it is out now. We've already taken it out. That was our target from yesterday, and did pretty well. Traders who traded that did pretty well on the dollar CAD. All right. Our next target is up here, but we're going to have a pullback here. You can see they need to square this candle where they already have on the wick came down and squared it off right here. So we'll still look for a trade again down around 10400, and we will double our position above the 10454. All right, and we'll be looking for a target of 104.85 to 89 right up in here. All right. Pretty easy to see that one. All
right. ドルカナダですね、240分です。で、昨日、皆さんトレードしましたねということで、よく取れましたねということなんですけど、デイチャートのトップ超えていったので、今度はこの上から買っていきたいよねということですね。もしくは一回下がってきて買っていきたいよねということですね。
Wide open space, move your stops at the fibs. All right, that's what you're going to do. So that trade number 1 is a pullback here, and then trade number 1 is right here. trade number 2 is right here. Once again, we got a snowman. So we love snowman. Right? We can press our winners when we have a snowman. Right? Swissy, it's finally breaking, but remember we decided that we couldn't trade this because there's not enough pips down here. Right? So the CAD ain't doing anything, nothing. Right? So Swissy is finally broken. There's no room to this target. They're going to take this target out, and there was no room here. Overall, there was 50 pips here, but it's bisected by too small an area here. So let's take this to a 240 and see what might be lower than this. Let me go to that 360. I like that. Okay, we can see this is a hard bottom right in here.
ドルフランですね、240分です。ここのデイチャートのボトムがすごく硬いですよねと、ここのターゲットを目指してトレードしていましたけど、ここが硬いですよねと。
Right, so there's really no trade here, folks. Now, if they pull back up, there would be a trade. All right, so let's talk about that for a second. All right, so they're going to hit this target right here, the day chart bottom. They're going to pull back up and square the candle up. They've got to square the candle up. Once they do that, the next trade is down to here. All right, so you would have this trade here after the pullback down to 91.80. All right, so it's going to have to pull up and square up around 92.30, and then you're going down to 91.88. All right, so
もしこれ戻ってきたらプルバックしてきてから売っていきたいですよねということですよね。それまではすることないですねと。
There's about 40 pips on that trade. If it does that, it's not here now, but if it does that, that is an opportunity right there. All right, dollar yen. All right, traders made some nice pips on that during the night, as you can see, as we all saw. We're at the bottom of the bottom of the channel. We need to have a pullback. We need to square this candle up. We're looking for a pullback up to here and then a trade down to here. All right, we have not taken this target out. If they pull this back up, we now have space to do it. They don't have space here to do it. All right, so we've got to have a pullback or we can't trade it. All right, so what do we...
ドル円ですね、240分ですけど、これも昨日よく取れましたねということで、もしこれからトレードしていくなら一回プルバックが必要ですねということですね。戻ってきてから売っていきましょうと。
We're looking for a sell on the pullback around 9700 area, somewhere in there, 9707, 9706, something like that, and a sell down to 9619, which is the S5, down here, off the pivot. We also have a 1270 fib down here, so we got plenty of targets right down here that we shoot. Aussie dollar needs to do an ABC. It's doing the C right now. Right? And we talked about this morning. Look for the structure of the market. All right. So anybody who traded this to the downside didn't know anything about the structure of the market because this is an A, B, and a C. So what happened? They just got stopped out because they're not traders. They're gamblers or they're indicator junkies. Yeah, but my indicator said it was going down, man, so I traded it. And what ended up happening? They got whacked right there. It's already moved 60 pips off of there. All right. So they got stopped out. Why? Because they're not traders. All right? All right? Never go in the market looking for a trade. Go in the market looking for a structure, and the trade will become evident to you. All right. We can also see up here that we need to square this candle up right in here. All right. So somewhere around this area right here, the 618, when it finishes the A, B, C, we'll look for the trade to the downside. These targets are all taken out here, folks. So there's a big trade here on the Aussie tonight. I would be looking for this in the Sydney market and possibly in the Asian market for that whole move down to the downside. Now it's going to exceed its
8 ドルですね、240分です。で、これ、ABC リトレースメントに戻ってきて、このトレンドブレイク、一回上がってきてからですよね、売っていきたいよねってことですね。で、この大きなスペース、デイチャートのボトムまで取っていきたいよねってことですね。
TR, so you can see it's a two-part trade. There's no way you're going to make all that in one day. It's going to exceed its APR. So we'll probably get back down to right where we are right now for trade 1, and then trade 2 will be below here. All right, so we're going to trade it up here near the 618. If it gets that high, it may not get that high, it may hit the trend wall before that. So somewhere around in this area right here, we'll look for the sell-off. We'll trade it down to right about where it is right now, and a break of the 9,000, and below this S4, we'll take the second trade down here. Here again, we're waiting for the bounce. Has not happened yet, and so we're still working to the downside. And as you can see, if you just look at the structure, we have a 1, 2, 3. What's next? A 4 and a 5. So we got to have a 4 wave to the upside before we ever get this trade up. All right. Once she breaks into this down to up into this day chart trend, we can trade it up here because we have a day chart trend in effect, and that may turn it all the way to the top up here. So you won't be able to be a buyer until you're above 130. 130. Above 130, you can be a buyer up to the top of the trend line. All right. If you come up here, turn to the downside, we're looking for a target of 128.28 down here. All right. but we can't trade it till we get a pullback.
ユーロ円ですね。一回プルバックしなくちゃ売れませんと。ダウントレンドですね。1、2、3、4が来て5でやっていきたいように、売っていきたいようにということなんですけど、まあ上に抜けてきた場合ですよね。ここのデイチャートのトップまで買っていきたいように、132円74銭まで買っていきたいようにということですね。
So just walk away from it till you get a pullback. Alright. Yep, thank you. Alright, pound yen. Now, for those of you who are sitting here, we're going to have a special offer. You're going to get an email in the mail, and there's going to be a special offer for you to learn to join us as a Forex target trader. All right, we wait till Wednesday. We wait till Friday to do it, but because we have so many traders on this during this time, we need to kind of put them in. We already did a waiting list. A lot of you are on the waiting list, so you're guaranteed. But we're only going to open up a few spots for people to be fast track traders. The ones who make the pips in here are those. So I'll get to it in a moment, so we'll get the session recap done. All right. So pound yen, we come up to the top of the trend wall. We pop down here. We're now doing a pole. All right. Everybody see the pole right here? Sideways movement. So we're looking for the trade to come down to here. All right. So this may end up being a little trade you can catch. The big trade, of course, is down here again. All right. So we did this trade last night. Everybody made a lot of money on that. Look for it again tonight if we move to the downside. All right. So there's that. Same trade. Our target down here is now 147.79. It's already been there. We could blow through that and go all the way down to the bottom of the trend.
ポンド円ですね、240分です。これも下にまたダブルボトムつけるのを待っていますという感じですね。
Trend wall at 146.76. All right. Not going to count on that. I'm going to count on this one right here. New Zealand yen, we're up here at the top. We remember we talked about it earlier. We said we got to do an ABC retracement and then we'll start looking. So there's an ABC retracement. We're now up here at the top. All right, we're now back into the day chart trend. So a break into this area means that we're looking for these targets. Right, we already have our targets up here, so we're good to go. These targets have all been taken out. So the first trade would be up to the double top. All right, if it breaks through here and continues on, it'll be up to the double top. And trade number 2 will be up in here. We would look for the first part of that trade up to 81.65.
9ドルですね。ABC リトレースメントが終わったので、今ここがターニングポイントですよねと。で、もし上にこのまま抜けてきたら1つ目、もうすべてのターゲット取り終わってますから、ここのダブルトップまでとりあえず買いましょうと。で、これ抜けてきたらターゲットいっぱいありますから、とりあえず8156って言ってましたかね。8165でしたかね。8165とかその辺を狙って買っていきたいですよねってことですね。で、もしこれデイチャートのトレンドラインの中に戻ってきていますけど、下に抜けたら売っていきたいですねってことですね。
Right. So it won't do all that up there. It'll just probably do the 81.65. Right. So that's a good opportunity there. Once it proves it can do it. Right now it's trying, but it didn't prove anything yet. On the yen, we're looking for this trade to go to the downside and pop it up here. All right. And again, took the target out to the pip. I want you to see that. That's why we're target traders here, because we went right to the pip, to the target. All right, that's why we're target traders. We can identify that area and trade it to the target. All right, very simple. All right, we're still on a downtrend, as you can see, and we're having a retracement to the upside. When we get back up here and square this candle up right here, we will then have an opportunity again to trade down to the double bottom and maybe trade number 2.
OG 円ですね。OG 円はぴったりとターゲットまで行きましたねと。なので私たちはターゲットトレーダーですよねと。どこまでターゲットすれば、どこのエリアまでトレードすればいいかが分かるからターゲットトレーダーをやっていますと。で、今これスティルダウントレンド、引き続きダウントレンドなんですけども、一回戻ってきてから売りたいね。ダブルボトムまで売って抜けてきたらこのターゲットまで売っていきたいねということですね。
So trade 1 is here after the retracement down to 86.43. A break of 86.40. We're going to look for the trade down to 85.65.
86.40 8640 86円40銭というところが一つ目のターゲット。その次が85円40銭。この辺がターゲットですねと。65ですか。80円、85円65銭ですね。が2つ目のターゲットですね。
Alright. So, let's take this off. We're going to look for that trade and then a break on the downside of this line right here. We're looking for a sell down to 85.65. Euro pound. Euro pound has broken to the downside. In reality, this is pretty late in the week to start trading this, but you know, if it does break here, you can see there's an opportunity right here, very small right here, and these are all up targets right now. I actually need to redo this chart, and I'm not going to do it now, but I think you should walk away from the Euro pound for now, because it doesn't move far enough. After Wednesday, we're basically done with it.
ユーロポンドですけども、週の後半ですので、もうやるべきではないですよねと。
You know, Ozzy, we're waiting to see if this is going to be a head and shoulders. Right now, it's showing it might be a head and shoulders, okay, which we anticipated this morning. All right, so if we break down here, we're looking to come down here, and now we could see the bounce, okay, it would be an A, B, C down to here, and now we would see the bounce back up to the double top, and it would break to 4,900. We're going up to the R7.
ユーロ OG ですね。ユーロ OG はヘッド&ショルダーが見えています。なので、これブレイクしてきたら、デイチャートのトレンドラインまでまず下がるでしょうと。で、そしたら ABC リトレースメントが終わって、跳ね返りをまずダブルトップまで買いたい。で、4900より上で、このターゲット、上のターゲットまで買っていきたいねと。R7 ですね。まで買っていきたいねと。
Where's that R7? That R7 is at 5153.
5153、5153ですね。ターゲットは5153が R の7にあります。
First target would be 4997 right here. So a pullback down in here, look for the bounce. Right down in here, we've got an apex of an old day chart trend line, and we got a 240 trend line right in this area right here. So we'll look for it at about 4,700 for a bounce back to the upside. If we get the bounce, you would have the opportunity to trade back to the double top up here, 4,700, and if you break the 4,900, that's the trade up to there. All right. So up to 5153 area. All right. EuroCAD, we'll pop it up to 240, take a look at it. We still got some room here on this trend. It's redone the trend. This was no longer here. We'll take that off so it's not confusing us anymore. All right, so what are we looking for here? We're waiting for a pullback, all right? And we'll pull it back down into here, all right? So we're waiting for a pullback down here into, square up this candle, all right, square up the candle and take the buy near the 38.33 area. And 38.33 after a pullback. Don't take it now. You're dumb money if you take it now. You're buying at the top. All right. So we need a pullback, and then when we come back up, we'll buy it right where it is right now for the second trade up to 39.31 area, and the overall target is up there at the S5 at 39.77.
ユーロカナダですね、240分。これ何したいかっていうと、プルバックあった後買っていきたいよねということですね。で、最終的にはこの R5 ですかの3970っていうところを取っていきたいということですね。
Right. So I like this trade a lot. It's pretty well structured, as you can see. You know, we're doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So see that? We need a 4. We don't have a 4. The structure says we got to do a 4. Wait for the 4 to happen and then take 5. Remember, 3 and 5 are typically the same, so we could easily get up to here. All right. That's easy to get up there if it does that. If it structures itself and does it. All right. CAD yen, we're going to take this trade off at break even as soon as it comes back down. It will come back down, so just manage it until it comes back down. And when it comes back down, just take it off at break even, folks. That's all you can do. Right now, they're going up to find sellers. They're going up to find sellers. And, you know, we have bottoms down here 110 pips away. So we have a big opportunity if we can get this going. All right. Right now, it's at the end of the session, so it's not going to happen this session. Look for it at the later session. So when it comes back down, take it off a break even, and then just watch for the same trade we're looking at this morning in the same area, down to here, and then down to here. Right here. So
カナダ円ですね。カナダ円は今売ってる方多いですけども、まあブレイクイブに戻して、それ抜けてきたらここ1つ目、2つ目っていうふうに取っていきたいよねと。
target is 91.58. All right, 91.58. All right. New Zealand yen. New Zealand has broken the bear flag, popped up. It's now squaring up right here. So let's go up to the 240 and see what she looks like here. You know we're looking for a down trade here. That is a 240. Wow. Okay. So with the day chart trend is in effect, all right, and you can see the structure says we got a 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we looking for now? A 5. We got to square this candle up. So we're looking at this to come all the way up to here, so we can square up the candle, and that will finish wave 4 for wave 5, which should end up down here at 74.34.
9円ですね。1、2、3、4、5っていうのを待っていて、74.44って言ってましたか？74円っていうところですね。74円。 47銭とかこの辺までを狙っていきたいねと。
You'll double your position below this bottom right here, right? And then take it at the top. All right. Pound New Zealand. All right. Pound New Zealand, we'll wait for a break to the upside, and once we get out of this, we've got a big trade here, folks. Do not miss these two trades. This is the great opportunity. It's like the pound yen was last night. Nothing to stop this for 120 pips, and nothing to stop for 200 pips.
ポンドキウイですね、240分です。これブレイクしてきたらここ1つ2つっていうのをすごく大きなトレードですけども、何も止めるものがありませんということで、絶対逃したくないトレードですね。トレンドブレイクで買っていきたいトレードですと。
So we could have a huge trade here tonight. All right, so be aware of it. Notice that they bounced after the square up. That's why you got to look for the structure. So you're not trying to make a trade at the wrong spot. They got squared up. They squared it up. Now we're good to go. Breaking into this area, we're going to don't miss the trade. That's all I can tell you. All right. So silver, for those of you who can, silver is giving us finally our bounce, which we've anticipated for 3 days now. We're finally breaking the falling wedge, and we're looking for a target of 2030 right now. All right, what are they doing with the dollar? Currently, they're selling dollars, okay? So there we go. That's why the dollar Swiss is going down and the UJ is going down. But there's no room for us to trade them, all right? But they finally decided, let's sell some dollars. Pound cheap, that means the yen would go up, the pound will go up, the New Zealand will go up, the Aussie will go up. So we're all set for that. We already know what to do here, all right? We need a square up here, as you can see. That's pretty nasty looking right now here on the pound cheap. Get a square up, and we're looking for it to come up to the top. Now, for me personally, I would not trade this to the top. All right? I would wait till I got to the top and see if I can get the trade to the downside. Wait till you get to the top, see if you get the trade to the downside. This is also the breakout. So if you get a breakout, we have a very small area up here. There's not much to trade here because it's got 3 PSRs inside of here. So the better trade is to the downside. So let's wait. Now, if they make the turn up here, you can see we're going to have to square this candle up here. So your trade would be all the way down here to the 382. Right there.
ポンドフランですね、240分です。今これ買いたくはないですよねと。逆に、このデイチャートのトレンドラインで止まった時に売っていきたいよねってことですね。この382のフィブまで売っていきたいねと。もし上に抜けていったらこのターゲットまで取っていきたいねという、このどっちかをやりたいねってことを言ってます。
Alright, so you're looking for take a sell off the top if it proves it. Don't just take a sell because it hit the top. If it proves that it can make the turn and start headed down, we're going to trade it down to 42.30. Alright. So that's the plan on that one. So let me put this up here. We're going to trade this on the 42.30. Now, if it breaks out to the upside, we're pretty much out of it, unless it just kind of works its way up in a stair step and takes the targets out and pulls back. So you buy on the dips all the way up here to the R5. Right? Pound Aussie 2 to go, folks. Pound Aussie has come up to the top. We anticipated the square up. Everybody glad you didn't take that trade. We looked at it and said, no, we're not going to trade it because they need to square it up. So what do? They're squaring up. Where do they got to square up to? All the way down to here. All right? So we'll move down to here. We'll look for the bounce again up to this top 7,400. We're looking for 7,400 up here. And you could double your position after the pullback when it breaks the 72.15 area right in here. So 72.15 is where you can double your position on that.
ポンドオージーですね。ポンドオージーは一回スクエアアップで戻ってきてます。で、跳ね返ってきたら買ってきたよね。で、72.15 エリア、7215エリアを抜けてきたら買い増しをしたいね。で、目指すは7400ですね。まで買っていきたいねと。
Alright, so we'll put do the bounce off the bottom after the pullback. And we're going to double our position above. We want to do that. Hold on. And we're going to double our position above 42.20, basically. Double your position there. Okay? Good. All right. Last one. Euro New Zealand. All right. New Zealand was broken out pretty strongly, headed to the downside, as you can see. We really don't have a trend on here yet. It's just running a channel at this point in time, so we'll draw the channel, and it's pretty dang steep. So wait for the pullback if you're going to trade this one. All right, got to wait for a pullback, and then maybe we'll get an opportunity to trade it again from downside.
ユーロニュージーランドですね。今こういうチャンネルラインが引きますよと。
All right, take these off.
240分ですね。240分チャートですね。
All right, there we go. So wait for a pullback. We're looking for a target of 6600 basically. 6600
で、プルバックがあったら6600、6600まで売っていきたいねと。
to the downside. All right. So let me take some of these fibs off real quick here. Move. All right. So we have. Somebody asked earlier. When do you know you have a trend change? When you break out. There's the breakout. We now got a trend change, but we don't have 3 points to put the new trend on. All right. So that's our problem. All right. You need 3 points. 1. Got to pull down. Go 2. Pull down.
で、今、チャンネル、この青いチャンネルがブレイクしてトレンドチェンジ。トレンドが変わったんですけど、まだ新しいこのダウントレンド引けないです。なぜなら3点ないからですよね。3点あって初めてちゃんとしたトレンドって言えますと。1つ目、2つ目、3つ目でちゃんとトレンドができますねと。
Go 3, and now we got a trend to the downside. We don't have that. We only have 1 right here. All right? Got to be a 45-degree angle or less. We don't have that at all. So all these targets have been taken out. I'm going to take them off right here. And I'm removing them because we're now in the downside. In reality, I'll have to redo this chart afterwards. All right? But right now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to take these HSIs off. I'm trying to clean up the chart so I can see where the targets will be. All right? I'm going to remove that. And we can see that's the top now. I'm going to put a set of fibs because they're retracing this move. Where would they bounce? All right? And we can see that they needed the square up here has just happened right here, and the bounce should happen at the bottom of the channel. It's here at the 618 fib, a bounce back up, and if it breaks out of the channel up, consider that it's only putting the second part of the trend on, somewhere up in this area right in here to go to the downside. Our target will be the day chart bottom down here at about 65.72. All right? So after a pullback, after it pulls back up in here, it may go all the way back up to here, and we'll change this to be a down. All right, it may come all the way up here, and that would set the second point of the trend. And we're looking for the day chart bottom and the 786 fib at about 65.72.
今、チャートをきれいにしましたね。HSI とかフィブを消して、まずこの大きなアップトレンドの動きですね。ここからフィブ取って、今618で止まっていますと。で、ここで跳ね返ってくるかもしれないですよね。で、そしたら2点目、トレンドの2点目が引けますから、トレンドライン引けますよねと。で、僕たちのターゲットは 0.786 フィブとトレンドラインのある、6572、この辺を狙っていきたいねということですね。
Okay, that's it, folks. Now, all of you are going to get an email. Have you been here for, 5, 6, 7 days or 8 days now? Normally we wait till Friday, but next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we have a mentorship program opening up. We do 4 hours each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's intensive. All right? So,
はい、というわけで今日のセッション営業はここまでですね。今日もいろいろありましたけども、残り2日ですね、木金とやっていきたいと思います。また今日ウェブセミナーありますので、一緒に点々やっていきたいと思います。それではどうもありがとうございました。また明日ですね。それでは失礼します。